Hi there, welcome to Austratech. This presentation provides you a guide to IT careers. For a lot of us, we started out this year with new decisions, new resolutions, exploring options for improving our lives, enhancing well-being. This would have included, of course, career objectives, career change objectives. And to be fair, this can be quite challenging to achieve where we do not have information. What I look to do with this presentation today is provide us the needed information, particularly for exploring career options in IT, helping us understand the opportunities available to us in IT and how we could achieve those. I think it makes sense for me to first introduce myself. I'm an independent freelance, lead trainer and IT consultant at Austratech, and I'll do a lot of consulting to organization as a freelance. 20 years industry or sector experience across various sectors, of course. 15 years of this sector experience has been in program and project management, private and public sector type work in the UK environment, delivering various systems and business-driven technologies, practitioner level certification also in key areas, particularly relating to program and project management, which is my own sort of like domain. So Prince 2 planning control, agile project management, change management, TOGA at level 1 and 2, certified Scrum Master, better business cases practitioner as well. And of course, I'm contactable if needed. And you can find me also on LinkedIn if you needed to engage. I think for a lot of us, when we, particularly those that are not IT savvy and who are quite nervous of IT, when you first hear the word information technology, for a lot of us, what will come to mind would be programming. You are thinking codes, it must be software, it must be some sort of technology, gadgets, fancy IT gadget, technology gadgets. And it becomes a bit scary when we start to think about it as just in relation to just technology all the time, and not understanding that to even create and position this technology, quite a lot is included and involved. But I think to just sort of summarize, the concept of IT will just really relate to the use of computers to create, to process, to retrieve and exchange all kinds of electronic data and information. And you see, from the business context, this information, this data that is created by organizations is what they use to produce products, services. They use to provide those to customers. They used to deliver value to customers. And from this, they expect to gain some sort of return to sort of run their business, keep them in business, attract, retain customers, and remain, of course, also competitive. Technology is quite instrumental to the way organizations, of course, operate, particularly information technology. And organizations are challenged today with the need to just keep up with the pace of IT. And there's quite a lot of opportunities that stems out to us, that become available to us in organizations trying to provide the capability needed for operating in today's competitive world, fast-paced world. You will agree with me that the face of IT is changing. and at a very, very fast pace. I think gone are the days that we would use audio cassette players and for listening to music, and we would use Betamax and VHS, and I'm sure for some of us, as I call them, you probably just literally smile because I remember those days, isn't it? To watch our movies. Yeah, and now we have quite a lot of alternatives, isn't it? Because technology is advancing at a very fast pace. We're talking streaming platforms like Netflix, we're talking YouTube, we're talking Prime videos, we're talking for music, we're talking Spotify, we're talking iTunes, and quite a lot of other available platforms and options we have today. And you would also agree that we're moving at a very fast pace as well, from manual approaches to automated approaches. There's quite a lot of automation to the way we sort of operate today. And also, we're talking a move from non-digital analog approaches with low bandwidth, with latencies and delays, to more robust digital approaches with very high bandwidth, that sort of makes it possible for customers to transact online and interact with organizations. We're talking cloud options. You don't have to provision everything yourself as an organization anymore. You can now leverage the assets and infrastructure and platforms and software of various other organizations, paying just a premium for those to sort of really give yourself the leverage and save cost, where you don't have to maintain infrastructure yourself anymore. You don't have to think about standing up things that would have otherwise be increasing your overheads. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of change to the way we operate from the IT standpoint, and more so with the pandemic that's been prevalent, that hit the world over the last sort of 2 years. You find that the way we also work has changed, that we collaborate better, and a lot of times, even remotely, reaching wider audience, having options for a lot of diversity, saving cost, saving the need to travel, operating a lot more efficiently. So what all of this really translates to for organizations is that organizations have to embark on what I would call transformation journeys. They would need to have transformation agenda that are digital-centric, that are cloud-centric, that allows them to cater for the needs of their customers better. They need to embrace online solutions and platforms to start to provide services. They need to think about increasing the capability and the way their IT runs. And so they are thinking about robust approaches to IT, robust methods to the way they sort of operate. And from the business standpoint, also embarking on transformation journeys to ensure everything around bottlenecks, around things that sort of just overburden the way they operate as a business are eradicated. So they're thinking about producing services and offering products to customers in more efficient ways. Yeah, that sort of allows them to compete in the world that we live in today, even better, attracting, retaining customers, generating revenue, also competing and competing better and attending to customer demands better. And so that to sort of achieve a lot of this, you would agree with me that organizations that want to be in the forefront, that want to be effective, and players in their domains will need to be agile. They need to adopt quick and responsive methods. They need to be adaptable. In other words, they need to be flexible. They need to embrace technology that is robust, that it's modern, eradicating archaic methods and obsoleted approaches to doing things, so that they are better positioned in their market to do a lot of the things that are required. The organizations need to generate capital. And not just generate capital. They need to have the goodwill that allows them and reputation in the market that positions them for finding capital if there was a need. Organizations need to keep evolving. They need to be competitive. They need to be more and more efficient. And that way they're saving costs, generating revenue, increasing their profitability and margins as they start to transact. And the key thing is, in the whole process, they need to keep learning, just to keep up with the pace of IT. And that ability to learn might be the only competitive advantage they enjoy, to be fair, over another organization. So quite a lot of capabilities will be required to sort of be effective and keep up with the face of IT, to embark on those transformation journeys that position them well. Organizations need to find infrastructure. They need to think about systems. They need to think about new HR systems, new customer relationship management system. They need to think about web applications and mobile applications that allow customers to, from a mobile standpoint, at the click of a button, without leaving their homes, be able to really actually transact with the market and engage with them better commercially. They need to think about how they use data, make data, provision data, ensure they adopt strategies that allows for data to be available, and be able to make evidence-based decisions from information available from data analysis. They understand trends, they gain insights. They need to provide research-based user experiences, and also develop interfaces, user interfaces that makes interactions by users a lot more seamless. They need to get smarter. And we talk about Internet of Things there. But you see, as we started to become more outward facing, using the internet as a solution and online platforms as a solution, getting more and more digital, we need to think cybersecurity and really ensure that our data, information assets are secure and protected in a robust manner. Use cloud technologies. That we need to provision architecture and also network infrastructure that allows seamless integration, and also adopt near seamless processes that eradicate bottlenecks in our workflows as well. Yes, so you will agree with me that as they started to think about implementing a lot of these transformation objectives and achieving them, they need to comply to regulations. They need to comply to standards. We're talking international standards, organizations. We're talking GDPR. We're talking, if you're in the UK and operate in the public sector, we talk about the government's digital services standards. There are quite a lot of standards that govern the way organizations need to provide or provision these things. And all of this require expertise. So what you find is that across this spectrum, as we start to look at all of these transformation objectives and the need that organizations have to keep up with the pace of IT, what this really means is that a lot of opportunities then become available to people. Not just opportunities that become available to people, but the organizations themselves need people. They need people. Not just average people, but quality people. And you can actually literally be one of them. And it's about positioning, it's about interest, it's about recognizing first that there are opportunities out there. And the beauty of IT is in the fact that it cuts across all domains, all sectors, private, public, charity, voluntary, construction. It's needed everywhere. Engineering, oil and gas. We all need IT. We all need information technology. So what you see, like I said earlier, is that there are opportunities across this whole spectrum. They have to stand up these capabilities, but what you find is opportunities that you can take advantage of. So to just further expand on these opportunities and help you appreciate them better, you see, all IT capabilities and IT assets, information technology assets that organizations run have a life cycle. And across those life cycles, various roles operate. But we just want to explain some of this life cycles so you appreciate that it's not all technical, it's not all technical applications, but it's also some soft skills as well that you currently have that are transferable, they are reusable. So when we look at the IT life cycle, it needs to be managed, isn't it? And managed by people. But you see, so I think the first thing really would be to try to explain what that IT life cycle means. We're going somewhere with this because what we now then start to look at is the opportunity profile across IT. And no matter what we do today, we couldn't exhaustively cater for that. So IT lifecycle then would just look at the sequence of stages that an organization's information technology asset goes through during the span of its ownership. Now, the lifecycle is managed to improve serviceability, traceability, and sustainability of IT products and services. Now, see, the management is done by people. The deployment of IT systems is done by people. The planning for IT system is done by people. So what you find is across that life cycle, I'll keep it really short and just straightforward, just so that we don't have a long-winded video. But what we're saying is basically you plan for those IT assets. You need to understand your business requirements. You need to think about how, when you want to sort of implement these requirements or capabilities for your organization. So there's going to be some planning to sort of implement requirements, to sort of schedule them in for actual implementation. But it starts with first understanding the business requirements of an organization. What capabilities, what technologies do we need? Okay, what assets? Okay, we know the assets, but we need to now think about how we sort of implement it. So there's going to be some time to sort of develop a robust plan that sort of helps you understand how all of this will need to be rolled out. And then once you sort of agree and understand what you really require from the information technology standpoint, what you're now going to do once you have understood that need is really procure that information technology assets. And the procurement piece is done by people. You need to find a consultancy. You need to, if you just sort of know what you want to have and you have the capabilities in-house, you need to license for it. You need to buy the product and make sure you can implement it. Even if you are developing a bespoke solution or technology, you will still need people that you will pay for their time to develop that capability or product or asset. So you would need to buy that expertise to or that product or service to sort of ensure you can design it and develop it and then test it, which sort of takes us to that deployment type aspect where we sort of do the work of making sure that particular IT asset is stood up. Once we've stood it up, we need to operate it. Users are going to use it, they're going to operate it, but not just that. Having accepted it, it would, and now available in operational use, it will need to be maintained. And from years of running it, this is just the irony of it. It was initially fancy and modern and a relevant technology at one point in time. At a point, you need to upgrade or refresh it. It soon becomes obsoleted because overtaken by new technology. And at the point where you're upgrading or decommissioning it and replacing it with new technology, what you find is you don't just replace, you need to dispose of it, hence the need to recycle. So what you find is quite a lot of roles, quite a lot of layers to the IT lifecycle management. But, and it's also what you find is across all of this, it's just opportunities. As we start to look to deploy those information technology assets, it's just opportunities. And I think there is, what you're going to soon find is just that there's quite a lot of areas you can apply yourself. Somebody does all of that analysis to understand requirement. Somebody does all of that work as part of that planning phase to sort of ensure we get to a place where we deploy. Somebody does the work to design that solution or information assets or information technology asset we're talking about. And then you're going to develop it, you're going to test it, you're going to ensure that you can deploy it into operations to be used by your business users or IT users, as the case may be. And those are the kind of things you want to achieve. So as we, having explored that IT life cycle, what you then find is that talking about opportunities, there's quite a lot of opportunities. The planning function we saw earlier is going to be done by somebody. And this is where elements around project management expertise comes in, as we want to stand up an information technology asset to sort of ensure you can implement and deploy it. Somebody needs to manage that project. Hence the need for project managers and project management officers or program management officers or portfolio management officers, as the case may be. There'll be business analysts within that IT lifecycle. And we also talk about, as we start to look at actual implementation of IT products and services, we talk about processes. We talk about what we call the software development lifecycle, which is, or application development lifecycle, or system development lifecycle, which is the process for developing IT products and services. IT products, processes, and services. So you just need to appreciate that there's quite a lot of layers to this. So there's product management as well for developing range of IT products using various methodologies. Also with project management using the various methodologies. We're talking agile methods, we're talking waterfall methods. There's cloud computing. You would have noticed in the first slide where we're looking at we're looking at the transformation journeys that organizations want to embark on and the need for them to stand up in a lot of capabilities. We talked about cloud computing there. And the key thing about this is that with cloud computing, there are a range of methods for applying yourselves that are available to organizations for applying themselves and also available to you for applying yourself. So what you find is you can achieve a lot of skills in this area where what we're saying is there are people who have expertise in infrastructure and software, etc. And there are quite a lot of approaches to cloud computing as well. And organizations like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft have what we call Azure. We're talking about Google. Google have something called Google Cloud that sort of allows organizations to buy into platforms, infrastructure, and solutions without necessarily provisioning their own in their own local areas. So what this then means is that to provide these capabilities, a range of skills, expertise is required. You can start to learn and acquire skills in this area, basic certifications, develop interest, and try to investigate and probe a bit more. What is this about? What is that about? We have opportunities for developers, mobile and application developers, user experience and user interface design experts. We're talking architecture. There's quite a lot, like you do with buildings in IT as well. We need to design before we implement. You cannot just implement an IT product or service. You cannot just implement that information technology asset. Somebody thinks about the design for it. From the infrastructure standpoint, for the way it interacts with other systems, there are people who have business and enterprise architecture experience, and you may want to start a probe if you're someone that has affinity for design and trying to think about how things fit together and things like that. You can start to probe and try to understand what is required for getting this entrance. Quality assurance is another area. Artificial intelligence. We don't just develop things. We want to ensure quality. Artificial intelligence. We want to enable capabilities for organizations to start to acquire insight and make business intelligence decisions driven by evidence. Hence the need for data scientists as well. You think about procurement. Procurement won't need so much of IT expertise. It just needs that passion to sort of really pursue an area. If you're someone that's commercially sound and likes to buy and sell, that may be just evidence for an area you can investigate and start to think about how do we help organizations procure and buy services, buy information assets, engage consultancies, and think about things like contract management. That is something that's got to do some business knowledge and acumen. So it's not all technical. To sort of operate across all of this, there's some soft skills also required. Leadership, negotiation, team working, collaboration, emotional intelligence. So it's not all about spanners and nuts and bolts all the time, or codes or programming. It's also that opportunity to start to apply yourself using a range of skills, some of which may be technical, which you can acquire over time because there's the opportunity to start from somewhere. But there's also soft skills and other skills that you already have now that are transferable. Financial management, for example. Communication skills, because you need to talk to people. So DevOps management, engineering, network and infrastructure engineers, application system analysis and support, IT service management, service design, to sort of ensure that our systems are supported when we have them. We can attend to the incidents and problems associated with the operations, and making sure we keep them up all the time, ensure they're always available. Yeah, so you can become someone in IT who provides consultancy services. And there are different ranges across all of these areas. You can do that. There's digital marketing and social media content managers who also leverage IT skill sets to sort of operate on a lot of these platforms and in this area. And the reality is, this is not an exhaustive list. It's just for an appreciation of the opportunities that are available to us. So the big question then would be, okay, what does earning look like? Across some of these, the starting salary typically in IT in the UK is anywhere from 22K to about 110, over 110K annual averages in the UK, from junior to more senior IT roles, average salaries. And in the US will be anywhere from 32K dollars to about $175,000 per annum. So it's so important for us to understand it when it comes to pursuing careers that have prospects, that are looking for opportunities for increasing our earning potentials. I promise you that IT can provide you that opportunities, and there are a range of aspects. And don't get scared thinking or nervous thinking it's all technical. And then even the technical competence starts from somewhere. It starts from an interest, isn't it? And I would really want to encourage this for you. This year, you need to get more proactive. You need to get more aggressive, apply yourself a bit better. Where you lack information, ask questions. You can probe the internet. You can navigate and apply yourself a bit better. And the likes of organizations like Austratech are also available to provide guidance. If you have questions, our contact details and all of that will be available to reach out to us, where we can connect you to relevant people who can guide you into your area of interest. So one area that may be of interest is project management. And just having talked about the earning potentials, it was just interesting. It was just important to maybe just drill into this so that you start to understand how you journeyed through career options in IT. It's not always you start at the top or you're thinking, oh, there's going to be a lot of pressure on me to start from a really high level. No, a lot of times you start from junior levels and there's the opportunity to rise through the ranks from things like mid-level roles like project coordinator, project administrators to project managers, and then you can become a senior project manager, become a project director, head of project management, etc. And all of these kind of opportunities happen across all IT aspects, where you start from more junior levels and can rise over time. And when it comes to average earnings for project managers, see that average is looking like in the UK, 21,620 to round about 117,000 UK pounds. And if you're a freelance like myself, average earnings will be anywhere from 39 pounds a day to round about 625 average. And there are people who earn way, way, way more than that. And then you can see the US equivalent in terms of the averages and the Canadian equivalents in terms of the averages. Now it's important to say, this is not so much helping you focus on the earnings, it's just helping you appreciate the opportunities that are available to you when you choose a career in IT. And whatever figures you see there is only limited to the extent and driven by the number of people that participated in that survey. You can see the source there also on that slide, and you can choose to probe this better. Probe this better, try to understand what options are available, what it means to be in IT. So as an IT project management professional, this is where you could really be. And this is one domain, for example, that Austratech comes in. And this takes me to the next really important thing. And I will talk to you about how Austratech can be beneficial to you if you wanted to engage our services. But I think if you want to harness these opportunities, it's important to say you just need to identify an area of interest and do the due diligence. Probe the internet, investigate what is required at the certification level, at the basic level to start a career and gain entrance into those career areas. And I need to just sort of stress right now, impossible doesn't exist. Don't make it impossible for you to start and change that situation that have troubled you. You've been working in this mundane career area, a frustrating career area, and you just don't like it. And you just want to, you're working in all of these dead-end jobs and you just want to change the situation. It's all right now in your hands. The ball now is in your own court to try to do something different this year. Identify that area of interest. You know those things that come natural to you. And you sort of know your competencies and capabilities, and anyone can be trained to work in IT. You can start at an apprentice level, depending on where you are in your life. You can start from different levels. So it starts with an interest and the need to do the due diligence, research and investigate, understand, probe, understand the requirements for gaining entrance, also understand the skill sets and requirements needed for that role. You want to sort of find coaches, find mentors, find training organizations that could really help you start it. The moment you embark on that journey, take that one step to find a coach or find a mentor, that's your career started. And don't you just stop. Don't turn back. Once you take that step, stay focused. Stay on that lane and say to yourself, I'm not stopping till I get what I want. I'm not stopping till I achieve. I'm not going back to that dead-end job. Keep working though, because there's dignity in labor. But what we're basically saying is there's that opportunity to change that situation. That new decision you made this year, that New Year resolution, that need for a career change that you set for yourself this year, that objective you set at the start of the year is achievable. And some of the opportunities for harnessing this and achieving this is what I'm talking about. For those who want to, be consultants in IT, you can leverage existing relationships, and it applies to us as individuals as well. Explore opportunities to partner with other people. And I think you just need to get intentional and deliberate about it. Take that first step. Take that first step. Don't stop. Don't stop. Anything is possible. Anything is achievable. I've seen quite a lot of people change in my time. As a trainer since 2012 in IT, I've seen quite a lot of people achieve interesting changes, becoming seniors now. It doesn't matter where you start. That journey of a 1,000 miles or 1,000 steps starts with just that first step. Yeah, they say journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. Yeah, rightly so. So take on voluntary roles if you need to. Start out from junior or mid-levels. I think the key thing to say there is that you will not start from the top. Yeah, it's like building a house. You start from the foundation. You lay that foundation, get the basics right, and start to gradually build and lay your stuff up one step at a time to become very effective. So it's important to maybe, as I start to look to round up and finish this presentation, to start to tell you, for example, because it's not enough to just say to people there are opportunities. Okay, what are the options for finding these opportunities? How do we find them? Yes, so I haven't done this presentation, then I could actually just help you understand how we at Austratech can help you as an IT consultancy that provides training services in areas particularly akin to project management, which is our main domain, and project management training and project management certification, having formalized the business since around about May 2020, going 2 years now, and we've had remarkable results. Last year alone, nearing 50 people had successes, gaining and accessing careers in project management. And you can be one of such people. So basically, certification training is what we provide at Austratech, and we also provide non-certification training and helping you understand the ropes, helping you understand how you gain entrance into project management, particularly IT project management. But the beauty of project management, like I said earlier, is that it's applicable across various sectors. So the skill you acquire is skill that is not restricted to just IT, the IT sector alone, or IT businesses or companies alone. You can work as an IT project manager or information systems project manager, or as a project management professional in any sector, charity, voluntary, health sector. The NHS has a lot of roles. I've done some work with them. Yeah, so you can work in construction, oil and gas, engineering. There's just no limit whatsoever. Yeah, so the courses that we provide will include project management courses, like I said, and then we offer Prince 2 Foundation and Prince 2 Practitioner level certifications. And if you don't know anything about Prince 2, we are an accredited training organization of people set on behalf of Axelos. Prince 2 is project in a controlled environment and is the main project management certification in the UK for project managers. It sort of is reflective of the project management methodology we adopt in the UK, usually by the public sector, and more prevalent these days also by and adopted by the private sector. So there's quite a lot of opportunities through our training programs to start to get you into IT. And from April 2022, we'll be introducing ITIL version 4, just catering for service management, because if you're going to be in project management and as an IT professional, what we're trying to do is ensure that the project manager or anyone who is in project management is a complete professional. We're going to be layering more and more project management courses and certifications as we go, but these are the initial ones that we offer, and we're in the process of finalizing accreditations for ITIL and should commence that training from April 2022 this year. So what you get from us at Austratech is that commitment. We work with you, support you, make sure we uphold you to sort of ensure you sort of get the ropes and what is required, acquire the skills for getting that entrance in project management, and its quality, its affordability. Prices are quite competitive and affordable. You'll be glad you sort of engaged us. It's value for money all the way. Our trainers are experienced. We have trainers, we have mentors who are quite experienced, and will work to supporting you to ensure you achieve your objectives. It's everything to work with you around CV development, one-to-one interview preparations when you have interviews, and then you participate in project scenario exercise and live projects that would help you practicalize what you learned. So it's not all theory. It's not just throw some theory at you and then you cannot practicalize it. No, there's that opportunity to practicalize. So looking at some of our dates, we've got the January/February dates. We've got 15th January, 16th January, and 22nd for the project management course and the Prince 2 Foundation, 29th and 30th January, and practitioner is 5th and 6th February. And then in March, the dates are just to the right there, and you see project management training 19th, 20th, and 26th of March, and the foundation training will be 2nd and 3rd April, and then practitioner training is 9th and 10th April. Most of our courses are run over the weekend. We adopt a flexible model that allows you to still develop yourself over the weekend. So we run courses over the weekend to sort of cater for people who are usually very busy during the week. And of course, in the future, we may be running during the week as well, working weekdays, and to sort of really cater for people who may have availabilities those times and will probably not have over the weekend. But the initial approach is to ensure that we can cater and provide that flexibility for people who are usually busy during the week because they have their 9-to-5s. So we're basically saying you can launch yourself into IT project management career from just as little as £349 plus VAT for Prince 2 Foundation, and full project management program will be anywhere from £499 plus VAT, and it will provide you all of those things around the support that you require, and it's experienced trainers all through. Our courses are also virtual, giving you quite a lot of opportunity to learn from the comforts of your home, instructor-led and over the weekends. It's value for money all the way. And I'll encourage for you to just really literally drop an email right now and contact us. Visit our website because this is what we're here for, to sort of work with you to achieve those objectives that you set for yourself this year. So if you need to contact us a bit more and try to understand and elaborate with us what you want to achieve this year, our aim will be to make it simple for you. We simplify learning and technology delivery. At this point, I just want to really thank you for your time. Let you know it's been a privilege to sort of be part of your day, and thank you for really listening. And I hope this has been beneficial for you. Should you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to drop a message. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop and like the video. So contact us a bit more at any point. It's the email address is there, and the telephone numbers to reach us on will be there. We are present on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, where this video you're watching now has probably come, where you're currently watching this video. So please subscribe, follow us, visit our website. Any information you need, we'll be quite happy to attend to you at any point in time. Drop us questions, anything you want to know. Our job would be to attend to you and make it seamless for you to start that career in IT, achieving the objectives, those career objectives, career change objectives you set for yourself. So thank you for being part of this presentation. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much, and have a good day.